Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Friday. Okay, guys, so if you missed our live with Rick and Kelly, definitely go be a part of the replay crew because that was an interesting one. Now, we're not back to talk about that. We're back to talk about the fact that Lindsay is not going to let Carl's breakup with her, this breakup that she apparently didn't see coming, she's not going to let it stop her from living her best bachelorette life. And that's exactly what she's doing. We're back to bring you an update, but also Craig Conover was on Watch What Happens Live with Madison LaCroix, and he offered a little bit more, which is something he's been saying the whole time is we're not going to be surprised after watching the show. We'll get into it. Before we jump in, do all the YouTube things, hit that like button, get subscribed, and let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Okay, guys, so this to me was interesting. I'm actually really happy for Lindsay. So Lindsay, and this came out on Page 6, but also on Watch What Happens Live last night, Craig Conover had a lot to say, but her and several of her Summer House co-stars decided to go off to the Bahamas to celebrate her bachelorette trip despite calling off her wedding. And even though she wasn't the one who called off her wedding, she's like, you know what? I'm definitely going to enjoy myself. She actually posted this photo saying, when they go low, you go high. And that was on her Instagram story, adding a Bahamas geotag. Now, she hasn't posted anything else, but several of her Summer House co-stars have shared snaps of themselves enjoying this nice stay in the Bahamas at the SLS Baha Mar. And Danielle Oliveira, and you guys remember her from Summer House, who seems to be on better terms with Lindsay since their tumultuous summer, was present and posted several Instagram stories of the hotel and what they've been doing so far. It looks like they're having the best time. And I saw a couple comments where people are like, oh, she doesn't look so sad. What is she supposed to do? She has the trip booked. She's with her girlfriends. Why not get away? If I had somebody who broke up with me or broke a marriage off or a wedding off literally 2 months before the wedding, and I had all of these trips planned, honestly, I'd probably still go to Mexico too, where they were going to have the wedding, and I would still enjoy myself and go with my friends because this is something based off of what she's saying she did not see coming in the first place. And she's been very quiet about this. Carl was the one who spoke out a little bit more in this leaked message to friends and family that ended up on People magazine. But I still don't believe, I truly, truly do not believe that that message was leaked to People magazine. I feel like they had the relationship with People magazine. That's why People magazine got the exclusive engagement photos. I think that they already have the contact, and this was something where he could put it out and sort of get control and let's pretend like it looks like a leak. That's what that feels like. Housewives do it all the time. Housewives always, and not always, but a lot of times people like me or other YouTubers, content creators, we will have housewives who will reach out with stories that they want us to put out there on the internet. That way they can start talking about it and it makes more sense for them to talk about it as opposed to them just being messy and bringing it up. For me, looking at the way that this letter came out between Carl and Lindsay, or from Carl to friends and family, it looks like he wanted that to get out there so that he could be able to provide more context as to what happened, and then also sort of play the victim of, oh my gosh, this was meant for friends and family. This wasn't meant for People magazine, because all of his friends apparently just have People magazine contacts. I'm not saying that that couldn't happen. I'm just saying that it doesn't feel very likely. But wait. So in one of the photos, their co-star Samantha was photographed wearing a one piece with a drink in her hand, and that sounds like a good time. But there were several different photos and videos of their room. This place looks absolutely amazing. But the ladies appeared to have spent Thursday night out since several of Lindsay's guests posted a photo of themselves, and others all dolled up. They were glammed up, ready to take on the town. And I also saw where one of them teased that the night included a lot of cocktails, a lot of tequila, and they titled it Girl Dinner Vacation Style. It's unclear if any of Lindsay's other co-stars got an invite or how long they'll be staying, but a source told Us Weekly on Thursday that her friends convinced her to go on the trip despite the cancellation of the wedding. Her friends want to help get her mind off the horrible situation that she's in and have some fun. They want to take her away so she's surrounded by those that love her and support her the most. She's looking forward to it. But on Lindsay's Instagram story in the Bahamas, it marks one of the first times she's posted on social media since admitting that she was humiliated and heartbroken by Carl after this whole breakup. And what she said was, The last 2 weeks have been the most heartbreaking and emotional weeks of my life. My entire life and future was ripped out from underneath me, and I've had a hard time making sense of it all, with no answers or closure on why. But Carl stayed quiet about the split, but explained that some of his decision in a letter sent to friends and family, and this was the one that was obtained by People, where he said, "Words can't possibly express how difficult the last 2 weeks have been for Lindsay and I. We are incredibly sorry to all of our guests for the confusion and lack of communication." He also said that Lindsay is devastated, and while he is crushed with all that has transpired. But there was a source that told Page Six right after Carl's letter was made public that she did not approve of it beforehand, saying there is no we. She's definitely hurt by it for sure, but she did not know that that letter was going out. Well, another person who's speaking out on this, and I don't know if you guys, first of all, if you're not watching Southern Charm this season, you have to go watch it. It is so good. But Madison LaCroix and Craig Conover were both on Watch What Happens Live last night. And we knew that Andy Cohen was going to ask Craig a little bit about this because he's already been vocal in some other interviews, kind of putting in his 2 cents. And no, he's not directly affiliated as if he's a cast member on Summer House, but he is directly affiliated by the fact that he is dating Paige DeSorbo, which means that his intel is probably the best intel that we can take from anybody who's not actually on the cast at this moment. And I feel like Paige called this from the jump, but Craig had a lot to say about it. Craig was surprised, but not surprised. What he said was, "I was with them this summer, and there's a lot of TV to watch, and there's a lot of context. I wish them both well. I had great conversations with both of them this summer. And unfortunately, the end result came out. And I just think those gaps will be filled in a little bit better when everyone gets to watch." But Andy attempted to clarify by asking, "What you're saying is you were not surprised?" And he said, "I don't want to be that guy." Craig, you're already that guy. Craig is the best unofficial housewife. I see it everywhere, and it is so true. Craig is messy, but he's definitely that guy. So, I don't want to be that guy, but this summer is not the easiest for them. I was surprised that they didn't go through with the wedding, but there's going to be more context. Mm, okay. He did say to Page Six earlier this month, too, that the breakup would make a lot more sense to the viewers after season 8 aired in full. And Madison LaCroix also told Andy Cohen on Thursday that she had no comment on the split. "That means you were not surprised," Andy said, before going back to Craig Conover to call him out for having yet to contact the former couple to say he's thinking of them. That's fair. He admitted. That's fair. It's just, it feels like you're walking around landmines with that stuff, but you're right. I should do better. I mean, Carl literally called Craig one of the biggest liars on Bravo. Paige literally at the reunion ripped Carl and Lindsay and said that everything that they do is calculated and it's for fame. Biggest liar on Bravo, shots fired on this side. And then everything you guys do is calculated and for fame. And then also there was a virtual reality, a Page Six situation where it was a live show. I'm going to reserve my opinions on that. But it's where Paige also said, "I've got some tea about this relationship." And she's like, "I can't spill it. I can't spill it. I can't spill it." She knew that this was coming. Everybody knew. You don't really know until somebody officially confirms it, but it seemed like it was pretty obvious that this was coming in the first place. But for Lindsay to be out jetting around, going to SLS Bahamar, have a great time. I would do the same thing. I'm not mad at it. I saw where fans slammed her for it, and they said it's insensitive. To who? Have a good time. I want to hear what you guys think. Go ahead and comment below. Let us know. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, show some love, and we'll see you next time. Love you guys.